Look, it doesn't matter. Yeah. No, no, I'm good. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There we go. I am. Okay. Uh, So I'm on the beach and I'm sitting there beside a milk carton and I'm curious. I look at it. It's 20 years ago it was made and it's from Michigan. So how did it get on the beach of Texas? That's a good question. But because we all use plastic, we need to know a little bit more about the plastic life cycle. So we're going to go over the life cycle, some of the recycling processes, and then more of like a progress report kind of outlook of where we are with this. Um, and the plastic life cycle, we begin at the beginning. We need some type of material. So all plastic is made out of petroleum and natural gases. So this is like our crude stock that we start with. So there's really two different types of plastics that are really made. I'm going to go to General Kinematics, a recycling machinery company, and they say that plastics are done into either a thermoset or a thermoplastic. A thermoset is a type of plastic product that is always going to be non-recyclable. It's, different chemicals turn into like a resin, different products like that. They're just not designed to be recycled, and you just can't. It's just not the product that they are. But thermoplastics are what we consider plastic in the normal sense, like packaging, food products, uh, plastic bottles. That thermoplastics. That's normally what we think of, and those can be recycled, but only to a certain degree, and that is by design. But we'll get to that later. So we move on from the life cycle, which we make a product, we use it, then we throw it away, and hopefully it gets either recycled or it ends in a landfill. Usually ends up in a landfill. But we're going to move on to the recycling processes that help us understand where we're going with these. So when you recycle something, usually you look at this little code, and the American Chemical Council explains these different codes. There's 7 different codes. They break plastics down into the different types that they are, which usually is based on the chemical products that they are based off of, the chemical compounds. And so that helps you identify on whether or not you can or cannot recycle it. And you can just look them up on their website. It shows those 7 different things. So, but when we actually do the actual recycling processes, we can do either chemical or physical. So physical processes, we going to look towards Green Earth, which is a fairly profitable Midwest recycling company. So what you do with physical recycling is you collect the product, you clean it, then you sort it, then you have to cut it up into little pieces again, and then you have to decontaminate it once again, and then they melt them down into these little bits that then get used to make new products. One of the problems with this is that when you do all of this, it degrades the quality of the product. And so when you physically recycle something, you're downgrading the plastic. So you can't use the same product over and over again. However, whenever you use chemical recycling, you typically can get almost the same product out of it, but it's usually a lot more complex and expensive. So you're using a chemical catalyst to change the chemical bonds on the plastic to break it down to its original components. Boston NPR did a piece on this explaining how the chemical process is just so complex. Um, that it really only works for some plastics because they weren't designed to be recycled to begin with. But let's move on from the processes and talk about kind of the progress report and the outlook that we're looking at it right now. So the EPA in the last mass study in 2017 concluded that America recycles about 9% of its plastic products. 9%. That's not a big number, but we can get better, and we are getting better. That's actually better than it used to be. And so when we talk about the recycling stats, we kind of want to look at bottle deposits. Bottle deposit system is where the government mandates that if you put a bottle into the market, that you have to have an extra charge, like a fee, and then you recover that fee whenever you recycle it. This is a bottle deposit system. So in a state like Texas, no bottle deposit system, recycling of bottles is about 5%. In California, where it is a bottle deposit system in place, it's about 65, 70%. You can see that this is a large gap where a lot of the recycling just isn't taking place. There's just no incentive. And a lot of the plastics that end up in landfills and stuff like that, people just say maybe you should just burn it. You know, sometimes it's easier, right? Well, actually, a study done in 2010 by Tiskini and Finveden, they concluded that recycling actually saves energy and resources over combustion. So recycling actually is still better for the environment and economically. So we also just want to conclude that we talked about all of our things, the processes, the thermos or the life cycle, the processes, and the outlook. And we just want to close on the plastic jug at the beginning. That's really just that's geography. That's all it really is. Ah, yay! I freaked out for a second because I was like, oh no, I'm out of time. And then I was like, wait, no, I have like 15 extra seconds. And I just kind of, woo, that was close.